see what's the deal. Now, one thing about the heavyweight division, man, that I really enjoy is the fact that we really don't know what's going to happen. We can go by the betting odds. We can go by, well, well, this guy punches harder, or this guy's undefeated, or whatever you want to go by. You really don't know what's going to happen, man. Just within the last year, we just seen major upsets in the heavyweight division. Um, Shit, man. Obviously, the big one, Tyson Fury beating Vladimir Klitschko. Before that fight, there was no way in the world you could have told me that Tyson Fury was going to beat Vladimir. Now, some of you Fury fans probably say, "Oh, I seen it a mile away." Okay, fine, but I didn't think he was going to beat him. I didn't think he'll. I thought he'd give him a good effort and a valiant effort, but I didn't think he'll win the fight. So you start with that big upset. I mean, even if you want to go to some of the minor upsets, but still upsets. Eric Molina knocking out Thomas Adamek. That's an upset. That was a betting upset. Now you can say whatever you want to say. I know some of you are going to say, "Oh, I picked Molina to win." Okay, it's okay if you pick the guy to win, but I'm just saying a consensus idea of what was going to happen. And looking at the betting odds, if you're a betting man like myself, the odds mean a lot to you. So that was an upset. Johan Duhaupas knocking out Helenius was an upset. Again, even to things to a lesser degree, Fred Cassie versus Chris Arreola was a draw. People picked Arreola to win that fight. Arreola was due to get a title shot against Wilder. Had it not been for this draw against Fred Cassie, we know Spilka ended up getting the fight with Wilder. Okay. Lucas Brown knocking out Chigaev. Chigaev was a minus 305 going into that fight. He was a 3-1 favorite going into the Brown fight. He got knocked out. Now, I know the failed drug test, so on and so forth, but I'm just saying it was an upset that happened on that night. To a lesser degree, a guy like Aaron Green, a hometown kid who was, I believe, 16-0 when he fought Damon Reed. Some of you remember Damon Reed from back in the day. Fought Herbie High, got knocked out long time ago. He got upset. Green got upset. Reed is 44 years old. There's just going to be a lot of upsets. I know I'm forgetting a lot of other fights too, and even fights that we see them and we don't expect, things to happen that go on in those fights. Wilder versus Spilka. A lot of people thought, oh, it's a bum fight. Spilka's going to get knocked out in 2 rounds. He got knocked out by Jennings. How can he handle Deontay Wilder's power? He got knocked out. But it took Deontay Wilder 9 rounds, and it was a very entertaining fight. And I'll keep saying this, and you can disagree with me. That's fine. I had Spilka up 4-3-1 going into that 9th round. Some people had Wilder up by 2 points. Okay, that's fine too. All right. There's so many things going on, man. Is you can never really count anybody out. Like I said, Molina knocked out Adamek. Just a lot of upsets going on, man. There's a lot of upsets, a lot of tough fights. Regardless if the favorite wins or not, there's just still good action, tough fights. Jennings and Ortiz was looked at as a 50-50 fight to a lot of people. Ortiz went in there and dominated him. Dominic Brazil versus Amir Mansour. I know it ended kind of, funky. We really didn't want that type of ending, but Brazil was the last man standing. Whether you like, that's nothing. Whether we like it or not, he was the last man standing that night. It's not his fault that Amir Mansour got his jaw broke. It's not his fault that Amir Mansour was sucking down his own blood. It's just not his fault. He was the last man standing. Amir Mansour was trying to beat his ass too. You know what I mean? He was the last man standing. So again, man, I mean, look at Derek Ross against Berman Stavern. That fight wasn't televised, but Stavern got put on his ass in the first round. Got up and won the fight against Rossi, but he got put on his ass. Speaking of Derek Rossi, I thought he beat Glaskov. To tell you the truth, I thought Malik Scott beat Glaskov. It's just so much going on that the division is I love it. And all these guys, the one thing about this, there are a lot of undefeated records going on right now. You got Parker, you got Joshua, you got Lucas Brown, you got Deontay Wilder. A lot of shiny undefeated records going on right now, and it's not going to last. It's not going to last, and that's the great thing. These guys are going to have 1, 2, 3 losses and still going to make for entertaining fights. That's what I love so much about this division. That's why I've always loved this division. Got good prospects coming up, and with the prospects, it could be hit or miss. When I bring these guys up, I'm not saying that Adrian Granat's going to be the heavyweight champion by next year. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying, he may be a viable threat. He may be a top contender one day. I don't know. You may not like Dominic Brazil's style. You may think he sucks, he's slow, he should have stayed playing football. You're not impressed. That's fine. But he's still 6'7", 260 pounds, and he and he showed that he's tough. And if you, I'm sorry, man, if you sit there and let this dude just clip you with right hands, he's probably gonna get you out of there. You know, I'm not saying he's a knockout artist. I'm just saying you got a guy that big, that strong, with natural athletic talent, just punching on you. You know, he can get you out of there. Anything could happen. I mean, shit, I'm waiting. I hope Gerald Washington gets more aggressive. How good can he be if he came out a little bit more aggressive? We don't know. There's just a lot of things going on at heavyweight. To me, it's like it's a league of their own, man. It's like it's just a league of their own, in my opinion. I know the welterweights and Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, and Andre Ward. Okay, fine. I like those other divisions like heavyweight, junior middle, the Charlos and Canelo and Khan. Okay, cool. But this right here is a whole different beast. It's a whole different beast, man. So a lot of things that apply to the smaller weight class doesn't apply to heavyweights. But a lot going on, and a lot of these fights that's coming up. I'm telling you right now, man. Don't be surprised if you were to see Arnold Jai land a huge right-handed knockout. Hey, I'm not saying it is going to happen, but don't be surprised, man. Don't be surprised if you know, although I think Carlos Takam and Parker is a close fight, but don't be surprised if Parker goes in there and lays his ass out in 2 rounds. Don't be surprised if Takam catches him in the 5th round and knock him out. It's the big boy division, man. Don't be surprised if Wilder goes out to Russia and put Povetkin to sleep. Don't be surprised if Povetkin makes Deontay Wilder turn the ring into a Motel 6 and catch a nap. A lot of things can happen. That's why I love the division, man. Like, a lot going on, a lot of undefeated records. A lot of these guys are going to get some losses. I don't know who's going to be the last man standing. Some people think Joshua, fair enough. Some people think Wilder, fair enough. Ortiz, fair enough. A lot going on at the division. And I came out with my top 10 yesterday. And some people, oh, your top 10 sucks. And, you know, some people like the top 10. Some people thought I should have had this guy rated higher or that guy rated higher. Or some people thought I had Journeyman rated higher than their favorite guy. It's fine, man. We can all talk about it. That's why I love coming out with lists like that. I'm not saying my list is set in stone and my list is the list of all lists. No, man. I'm one uploader. Just me. Just little old Mr. Boxing today, man. Give me your top 10 too. That's why I wanted to discuss the top 10. You know what I mean? But a lot going on, man. I'm just dropping this little heavyweight video. There's a lot going on in the heavyweights. Check me out, man. If you want to know about the heavyweight division, check me out. I'm going to hold you down, man. I really like to get into the heavyweights, the prospects, contenders, everything. You know what I mean? But gotta love the heavyweights. YTBC. I'm out.